What's up, guys? It's Gage from ARG, and today we're going to be talking about the newest draw card to come to town, and that's Pot of Cupidity. It's also the newest pot card, obviously. So we haven't had a pot card in a while, except the one I can think of was Pot of Riches, which is the pendulum one that never saw any play, and I don't think it'll ever see any play. So it's kind of nice to have a new one come to town, and this one's actually really interesting. Let's go over it here. Pot of Cupidity is a normal spell card. You can only activate one Pot of Cupidity once per turn. And its thing is, banish the top 10 cards of your deck face down, draw 2 cards. Rather simple effect, but there's a lot of potential with this card I see here. Now, banishing the top card of your deck face down first is rather interesting too, because it thins your deck out a little bit. The problem with this too is that you may lose important cards you want to see early game. So if you're playing 1 copies of cards or something, like if there's a card limited to 1, like if you're playing this Pepe, for example, a monkey board's limited to 1, if you banish that monkey board, you're not going to be able to see it with those 2 potential draws you would have had later. So that's a little unfortunate too. But an important mechanic to understand is that you're able to see the cards that you banish face down. Only you are, your opponent's not. So you are able to recognize what combo pieces you'll be missing, and you're able to work around them. And drawing the 2 cards is still the +1 that naturally comes with Pot of Greed. A lot of people, or a lot of bad people, say like Pot of Greed could come back. Those people are ridiculous. Now, this is pretty much just the nail in the coffin that Pot of Greed will never come back. This is a really, really steep cost, though, and that's getting a lot of people off guard. But there are ways to kind of offset this amount. If you plan to play a card such as, I think, one of the Majugarets, which gains attack equal to all the banished monsters, you can use one of those things. I think it's 300 per banished card. So right away, you get a 3,000 attack monster level 3 right out of the gate. Pretty powerful and everything, but if you're more worried about just losing the cards in general and not being able to get them back, there's a card like Necroface that can easily put those 10 cards back into the deck to be able to use again, so you pretty much just +2'd. However, that is at the cost of a normal summon, and Necroface is outside of that. Really isn't that fantastic of a card. But if you want to offset the initial steep cost of 10 banished face down cards, there are ways to do that. You just have to be careful with those cards too by playing multiples, so you don't get stuck with, of course, the disadvantage of having that Necroface, that one Necroface that if you want to play one, get banished out of the 10 that you banish, and then rest in peace, those are gone forever. So, I mean, if you really want to offset it, there are ways to do it. But will this card see play? I want to say I don't think so, because the cost is way too steep, and it's just going to be that chance, really, that at that point that you even have the Necroface in hand to really get those 10 cards back into the deck to be able to use them, because they might be really important. And this game, there's a lot of searching going on with cards like Cosmo Farm Girl. The entire Performance Pal deck does nothing but search. Decks pretty much revolve around getting important key cards into their hand from the deck, and potentially just banishing them or moving them from the game, not being able to get them back, is a death sentence at that point. So I do like this card a lot. I do think it's really, really unique. Of course, the artwork, as always, all of the pot cards, they always look fantastic. This one, being a little bit more of a generic pot card, is pretty good too, as opposed to Pot of Riches, which was strictly pendulum based, and it's really, it was more of its stipulations that really made it impossible to play. This card's here, not impossible to play, but it is definitely, I think, a little bit out there, and I think there's definitely you're gonna have to have the most ballsy player out there possible to be able to make this card work, or at least want to be able to try it. I do like it's more generic though. I do see somebody at least trying to make it work. Probably a guaranteed secret rare, as most of the pot cards have been recently too. Whether it's going to be a good one or not, it's probably going to be a secret rare. I can just see it happening. But, I want to hear what you guys think of Pot of Cupidity. Do you think it's a little bit out there? Do you think it's a little bit too much of a cost to be able to play it for the draw 2 effect, the classic Pot of Greed? Or do you think playing cards like Necroface or playing cards like Red Majugarzet, I think that's what it's called, to be able to get 3,000 monsters, it makes it quite worthwhile? I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. But if you guys want to buy or sell product, if you want to attend events, and if you want to read articles from the top players, AlterRealityGames.com is a place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you haven't already. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Gage from ARG, signing out.